Hi guys, and welcome back to yet another video. Continuing the best motion picture film reviews, let's have a little discussion about The Revenant, directed by Alejandro Gonazales Innaratu and starring Leonardo DiCaprio as Hugh Glass and Tom Hardy as Fitzgerald. Okay, I'll start off with the good. The performances were fantastic. Literally, Leonardo DiCaprio, by the end of this film, I was just thinking, man, like, oh, just everything he goes through and the emotional impact it has on him, and yet he keeps going, which, you know, says more really about the character. But the way he portrayed him, you do feel an emotional connection to him, which is really weird because he doesn't really say a lot. He doesn't have that much dialogue. He doesn't really even have that much dialogue in comparison to Tom Hardy, who his character has slightly more dialogue. But this film really does focus more on the cinematography and action instead of dialogue, which in some cases you kind of want more of stuff like that from a film. In this case it works when you are trying to portray nature as a character in its own right, which this film does very, very well. The performances were absolutely outstanding. I think Tom Hardy might get Best Supporting Actor. As I said in my review for The Danish Girl, I have no idea who's going to take Best Actor. It's really anybody's game in that category. But this film, it's just so beautiful. It's gorgeous. The cinematography in this film is just absolutely 100% gorgeous. And of course, if you've seen Alejandro Innaratu's other work, such as Birdman or The Virtue of Ignorance, can't remember its full title, we'll just call it Birdman. His cinematography is just great, and what I was really impressed with was the fact that this film was all shot with natural lighting, and in order to be able to get certain shots you've only got a very limited time frame. And there's this one shot that kind of sticks out to me, and you've got Hugh walking through this massive expanse of snow, and you just see how small he looks in comparison to this massive expanse. And it's really, really strange to kind of look at a human being and realise how insignificant they are in, well, it's kind of the whole existential crisis type of thing, to realise how small human beings are when compared with nature. It was just, whoa, it was spellbinding. It was great. Props. So cinematography was gorgeous. I'm just going to talk about it now because I know everyone, whenever they go into this film, it's the first thing they talk about: the bear. Oh my god. The bear was one. I don't even know what they did to get that bear. I don't know if it was, well, I don't think they would have actually brought a real bear. So it has to be CGI, but it looks so real. And it's just, oh my god. I don't know how they did that. And it's just such a credit to the special effects. because it looked really real. And even going down to the choreography of the fight scenes, they were so brutal. I'm just sitting there, and there was definitely certain points where I was sitting back just going, ooh, flinching, retracting into myself because it was so brutal. Like this one scene, spoilers, but it's the final fight scene between Fitzgerald and Glass, and they literally just start going straight at each other, and one of the first things that Glass does is he chops off 2 of Fitzgerald's fingers, and I'm just sitting there just going, oh damn, like ow. And usually you kind of get the extra sort of sound effects from the score, but just the force that the knife takes the fingers, it's just like that's enough. You don't need a little Inception doon to kind of make me just go, ooh, oh, that's gonna hurt in the morning. That is gonna really hurt in the morning. The choreography was, the fight choreography was brilliant, and that bloody bear. I mean, if they don't get something for that bear, like I think the bear should be up for best supporting actor, but that's just me. You know, well, she, I think it was supposed to be a girl bear, so when people are saying about the bear rape scene, interesting. It was definitely a girl bear, so it might have been a boy bear. I don't know. Haven't asked it, so I guess we will just live in wonder. But that was amazing. The cinematography, the special effects, and the acting, and the score is very subtle, but it is very impactful when you're viewing all of this, and you don't really notice the score. But I think it's like with many films that without the score being there you would really notice it, because it does help with some of the more emotional moments. All that aside, oh my god, this film was so boring. Oh, I mean, I like the story was good. The storyline was good. Why you needed 2 hours and 39 minutes to tell a story you could have told in 2. There's just really long stretches where it's just torture porn for Leonardo DiCaprio. How many shit things can we throw at Leonardo DiCaprio in the space of 10 minutes? Oh, it was so boring. I was sitting there and I felt like I could get up and sod off for about 10 minutes and come back and I wouldn't have missed anything. It was beautiful. But in this case, I kind of feel like it was a bit style over substance. Now, I was really invested with Birdman, and they're quite similar in the way that they're shot, but there seemed to be more, I don't know whether it was plot in Birdman. I was just sitting there and I was just thinking, is something going to happen? I mean, there's about, the bear attack doesn't come until about 25 minutes in, and until then you kind of see Fitzgerald really does not like Glass and his son Hawk. But there's just this, it's a good 2 hours until Glass makes it back to civilization. So it's 2 hours of him crawling on his belly through a vast expanse, which, you know, it's interesting to see how emotionally and physically, how much of a physical and mental endurance this is for the character of Glass. But, oh, did it have to be 2 hours? You could have squished that segment into about an hour and a half and it would have felt okay. But no, you have so much of a focus on that, and then the final fight, it's just kind of bam, bam, bam. Oh, bye-bye, Fitzgerald. I'm sending you down the river because you're facing God's hands, not mine. It's like, which is kind of another complaint. The payoff seems very, very... It seems very quick. And I mean, Fitzgerald kind of gets what he deserves, but you can see it from his perspective, kind of, in a way. Apart from the fact that he murdered Glass's son, which, you know, bit of a dick move there. But you can understand that he's paranoid anyway, and he thinks that there are Native Americans all around, and taking Hugh with him when Hugh is in practically a catatonic state, you can kind of understand where he's coming from by trying to leave him, which means I don't agree with it per se, but you can see it from his point of view. And the fact that the suggestion is that he gets scalped. That's like, you could have given him a quick death. I mean, I don't know. And the ending is kind of ambiguous. You don't know. Well, he has the vision of his wife, which he's been having visions of her the entire film, and it's just like, are you dying? Is that what's happening here? Because you've been stabbed in the leg, and it looked like it was quite high up in the thigh, where there are quite a few major arteries there. So, is he bleeding to death, or are we going by film logic and he's just gonna walk it off? I don't know. The ending was a bit ambiguous, but then again, ending to Birdman, equally as ambiguous, whether you believe that he became Birdman and just flew off, or that he committed suicide by jumping out of the window and his daughter is smiling at his spirit ascending or whatever. I don't know. But the payoff just seemed really quick, and it was so difficult to be interested for more than about half an hour of the time that he's in the wilderness. The only thing that kind of brought it back was when Hugh sleeps in the what looks like a deer carcass, and when he's just trying to get out of it, I'm just sitting there just like, oh, ugh. It can kind of see like where the flesh has started, where it's difficult to describe, where the flesh has started to thaw and there's kind of, it's becoming slushy, and he's trying to pull it in, and it's just like liquid, like pink liquid dripping down his arm. It's like, ugh. That's where this film really thrives, in brutality. It is very, very brutal, but it is so boring. I had the same complaint with Gravity. Gravity was really boring. It was pretty, it was well acted, but it was boring. So if the Revenant gets Best Film, I mean, technically it is pretty masterful. It's brilliant technically, but in terms of plot, oh, it's boring. But that's just my opinion. It might just be it's going a bit over my head, I don't know, but I kind of need more plot to engage me, and it did it at certain parts, but not consistently. So I think overall I would give The Revenant a 6.5 out of 10. It was, the performances and the technical elements of the film are what make it. But it is really boring. It can be as pretty as you like. It can have a style that is new and innovative, but if it doesn't engage your audience for the entire time, I feel that's kind of where Innaratu fell a bit short. A bit shorter than he did with Birdman. I think Birdman is the better film, but The Revenant is the prettier film. And it's the most technically advanced. But you don't have to be technically advanced for it to be a good film. So, 6.5 out of 10. That's my opinion. I will see you guys next time with another video, and probably by the next time I make a video, we will know who won Best Actor. So anyway, that's it from me, guys. See you later. Bye!